This is major news right here. An historical black church in Washington, D.C., by the name of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, now owns the trademark rights to the Proud Boys white supremacist group logo and namesake, meaning any cash flow that would have been generated off of that trademark now goes into the pockets of black people. And let me tell you why this is just so epic right here, because the so-called justice system never really truly works in favor of black people. We're given unfair sentencing, longer sentences than our white counterparts, and looking at this thing from a historical standpoint, or just a standpoint of knowing how many black people were robbed of land, resources, homes, inventions from white supremacist groups. So to see the narrative change and then roles be reversed and us, to be, capitalizing off of white supremacy, flipping white supremacy on themselves inside out is a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? Because, usually it's the other way around where white supremacists, get to capitalize off of black people's, ingenuity, continuity, and our doings, So this is just a beautiful thing right here, and now this black church down there in Washington, D.C., will be able to capitalize and, have some cash flow off of anything that trademark would have generated. But now, of course, they flip and remixed it. They don't want to keep that same white supremacist logo, so they put their own twist and spin on things, So I got the audio and the video of, what's going on with this black church being able to capitalize, a historical black church being able to capitalize off the Proud Boys logo. And we're going to walk through and talk about it how we normally do, family. Fair use.
The far-right extremist group, the Proud Boys, no longer has control over its own name. On Monday, a judge in Washington, D.C. awarded the trademark name and logo to a historically black church in D.C. The group was also stripped from selling any merchandise with either its name or its symbols without the church's consent, and the church can also seize money that the group makes through its trademark. This comes after the far-right group defaulted on a $2.8 million settlement awarded to the church after it was vandalized during a protest in 2020. Pastor William H. Lamar IV of the Metropolitan African Methodist Episcopal Church joins us now. Pastor, thank you so much for...
Salute to that brother, the head of that African Methodist Episcopal Church, because in all actuality, I love to see black people winning and white supremacy taking an L. And he, kicked dirt in the face of white supremacy, on a mainstream scale, on a mainstream stage. And that's commendable any day, a L in the column of white supremacy, a win on the column of black people. Love it.
Coming on the show. Take us back to the night your church was vandalized. Just what was going through your mind? What were your members of your congregation feeling at that time?
Lindsay, thank you for having me. On the night the church was vandalized, I was unaware until someone sent me a clip from the Proud Boys' actual Twitter feed that showed them in the yard at our church, violating the sacred space, destroying the Black Lives Matter sign, and howling all kinds of racial epithets, too vile to share on television. And at that moment, I knew that we needed to respond. We were connected with the Washington Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights and with Paul Weiss, and we decided that we would pursue legal remedy, and we're glad that we did.
So you took that legal action. Give us a sense of the moment you found out you won the lawsuit.
Well, what's interesting, Lindsay, is there were two suits. So there was one suit where Judge Kravitz ruled in our favor, and we got damages to the tune of $2.8 million and counting, because interest is a part of the calculation. And they defaulted on that judgment and did not pay. And so we came up with a strategy to attach ourselves to their trademark, to find what they had
that actually
was earning assets, so that through that asset, we would be able to then earn the money that the judgment said was ours. That the justice.
And I think what needs to be said here, this is a hell of a business move, that this black church was able to do this, flipping white supremacy inside out, turning them on themselves, where though black people get to capitalize off of white supremacy, because they always capitalizing off of us, stealing our ingenuity, continuity. So this is a beautiful thing. Like I said, a L in the column of white supremacy, a win in the column of black folks. And I love that all day, every day.
That we sought. A part of that justice was a financial penalty. And we believe that penalties have to be a part of making sure that people like the Proud Boys and other organizations of their far-right white supremacist ilk know that
because white supremacy only respects action. There got to be a punishing mechanism in place. And, one of the ways that I was always told that, from my mom growing up, that you want to hurt a white supremacist, you hit them where it hurts, right in the pockets, because the only thing they respect is money, control, and power. You really want to, really see white supremacy downtrodden and down bad, you hit them where it hurts, and that's right in them pockets.
they will not be able to do what they are doing, not perpetuate this type of political violence without people standing up. And our victory is one victory among many. Every day there are people pushing back, organizing, and saying that this nation ought be a place where all of us gather, where all of us are safe, and that we will not allow these persons to terrorize us. We will stand up, we will speak up, and we will keep fighting back.
So to put a finer point on that, the ruling allows your church to seize money that the group makes through any sale, transfer, disposition, or license of the Proud Boys trademark. So how is the church actually capitalizing on that, and have you already?
Oh, we already are beginning to. At our website,
You're already moving on that.
metropolitanab.org, persons can purchase apparel. We have taken the Proud Boys insignia and logo, and as we say in our tradition, we repurpose evil for good, and we are using.
Yeah, I love that, family. Because what they did was turn white supremacy inside out, turning them around on themselves, and now black people are, sitting in a position of power, getting to capitalize off of white supremacy, you know what I mean? And we don't hear that too often, because normally it's them, exploiting, black people, for our greatness, our inventions, our everything, our wherewithal, white supremacy capitalizes off of it. So to see these roles reversed and black people, now being able to capitalize off of that, it's a beautiful thing. I love it all day, every day, and like I was told, my mom years ago, if you really want to hurt a white supremacist, you hit them where it hurts, and that's right in them pockets, because the only thing they really respect is money, control, and power. Just my thoughts on the matter, and it's a beautiful thing. L in the column of white supremacy, win in the column of black people. Peace.